It's Championship Saturday on the Big Ten Network as we are in Lincoln, Nebraska, the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Let's go indoors for the 2016 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. We've got 2 sessions today to find a champion. In the first session, Maryland, Rutgers, Illinois, and an Iowa Hawkeye team that almost won the regular season. It was a big weekend last weekend in Penn State and Ohio State, and this is what happened. The top 6 advanced to that all-important evening session. Minnesota won the event at Penn State, and Nebraska won the event at Ohio State. But up first, it's Maryland, Illinois, Rutgers, and Iowa. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be joined by 2008 gold medalists and 3-time silver medalists as well, Shawn Johnson. And Shawn, first off, the Illini, they had a big season a year ago. They're led by Gianna O'Connor. And guess what? Heartbreak last week at Columbus.
Definitely heartbreaking. She's an incredible competitor. She's had a wonderful season, wonderful career. So sad to see her go down in her senior season, but we wish her the best. Stepping
up for the Illini, though, will be Erin Buchanan. She won 2 events in Columbus.
She did. She won the vault and the floor and had her career high for the all-around. So she'll be a fighting contender today.
Speaking of fighting contenders, how about the season Iowa had? Larissa Libby has done a fantastic job with the Hawkeyes.
Coach Libby has been incredible. She's actually led her team to a nationally ranked 18th place, which is the top 20 first time for them since 2011.
And a breakout season for the Hawkeyes this year is Molly Drenth.
She actually came in 3rd place all-around last week, and so she'll be fighting for the all-around today as well.
All right, we'll come back and get things started with the morning session. We're going to crown a champion right here on the Big Ten Network. The 2016 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships around the corner on the Big Ten Network. You in part by State Farm. It pays to double check. Talk to your agent today. And by USA Gymnastics. Begin here, go anywhere. Take a look here at the regular seasons. What a season Minnesota had. Second-year head coach Jenny Hansen leading the Golden Gophers to an undefeated 9-0. They're number 16 in the country. Nebraska 7-2. Look at Michigan, still ranked 7th, one of the toughest schedules in the nation. And we just told you about the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're in this morning session, but they were 6-3 the Big Ten regular season. Brett Nelligan, now in his 7th year, replacing the legendary Bob Nelligan, who was there 30-plus years, now in retirement, taking care of Brett's child. Lewis Levine in his 5th year at Rutgers, the top man for the Scarlet Knights. And there's Kim Landris, formerly Kim Mazza. The Mazza triplets were stars at Iowa State. She's in her 5th year, 14 years overall at Illinois. Has done an amazing job. And speaking of amazing, Larissa Libby, Shawn Johnson just told you she's got the Hawkeyes number 18 in the country.
She's a great coach. Very intense, especially in competition, but she gets the job done.
Here we go. We're going to start with Illinois on the floor. It's Heather Foley. It'll be Rutgers on the beam, Iowa on the bars, and Maryland on the vault. But the floor is a great place to start and kind of a sad place to start because that's where Gianna O'Connor went down in Columbus.
She did, but Illinois is so good on floor. It is a great place to start because you kind of just let loose and have fun. Huge first pass there. Round back handspring, double back, sticks the landing.
Foley averaging a 9.7 on the floor.
Something I love about Illinois on floor is their creative choreography. They always have great, fun music. You can tell the girls really have fun. Second pass, ground off 1.5, punch layout half, straddle jump. She gets a little connection there for that, or a little bit of bonus there for that connection.
Bonus for Heather Foley. Her career high is a 9.85. Creative dance from Heather Foley.
Very creative. I love it.
Final pass.
I love always watching the teammates in the background. Last pass. Rudy layout. 1.5 twisting layout, stuck landing. Great start for Illinois.
Sean, that leadoff position so important, and Heather Foley getting it done. Speaking of the leadoff, we head over to the vault, and it's Sarah Fowler. It's spelled Fowler, but as we told you last week in Columbus, you can't be a gymnast named Fowler. Here comes Sarah Fowler.
You sure can't. Yurchenko layout full, stuck landing, pikes it down a little bit. I actually was given the correction this morning that it no longer starts from a 10-0 start value. A full twisting Yurchenko starts from a 9.95.
Head over to Iowa. The second participant is Lexi Mura for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Mura. You see the Hawkeye team cheering on Lexi Mura. Lainey Snyder was the leadoff for the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's the morning session, and keep in mind, though, you can win a Big Ten championship coming out of the morning session. A couple years ago, Bev Plotke's Michigan Wolverines did exactly that.
They sure did. I even think that was last year. Maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I get them confused. Here we go, bars. Almost cast over. Hangs on to it. Starting off with a big release move. Transition to low bar with their legs glued together. Fights for that handstand half. All she has left is her dismount. Lines up for a full twisting double back. Oh, not the greatest landing. She took a few steps there, but good routine.
Mura, a junior. She got hurt her freshman year, and now she's back. Here's Bridget Hodan on the floor for Illinois, the sophomore from Brookfield, Wisconsin.
First pass here. Front handspring, double twisting front layout. Very difficult. Over-rotated a little bit, but very hard first pass.
Sean, Bridget tied her career high at the Big 5 meet last week in Columbus, St. John Arena, on the campus of The Ohio State University.
That's the fun part about championships is everybody brings their best. Their adrenaline is pumping, and you normally see high scores at this meet. Second pass. Front handspring layout 1.5. Back layout step out. Very unique connection. Showing great flexibility.
Hodan, part of the Salto Gymnastics Club.
You can see the team in the background dancing alongside her. Last pass. Front handspring, 1.5 twisting layout. She must be a front tumbler. That's all she does. Great routine.
Excellent work by Bridget Hodan following that outstanding leadoff performance from Heather Foley. Let's move back over to the vault and Maryland, Emily Brockmuller. She had a great freshman year, was not in the lineup last year, got refocused. And Coach Nelligan says she's now a mainstay, particularly on the vault.
Going in for Yurchenko layout full. Actually goes off the mat there. There is an out of bounds, so that will cause quite a bit of deduction.
Melissa Zarowski now up for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Great start so far. Winding up for a dismount. Giant full straight to a double back. Stuck landing. They can take a turn for that little hop at the end. But overall, great routine.
Coach Libby calls Zarowski an unbelievable bar worker. Worked really hard. Keeps everybody positive.
They look pretty happy with that, as they should be.
Go back to the vault. Macy Roberts, third up. As Evelyn Nee has been moved to the anchor, a late change for Coach Nelligan and Maryland.
Another Yurchenko layout full. Gets good height, just the hop on the landing they can take a little bit of deduction for.
Just a minor hop, and they'll need that though, because as you said, Emily Brockmuller landing on the side and falling off the mat. That'll probably be the score they drop. They only keep the 5 best scores, Sean.
They do. That is the perk of this competition. Even though you have 6 girls going up, you can drop your lowest score. You just can't afford for more than one mistake.
Haley Rowe now on the floor for the Illini. Okay, we just talked about it a couple years ago. Michigan able to win the morning session and win the Big Ten title. Everybody last week, Sean, as part of the Big Five, you know what they wanted. They wanted to finish in the top 3 to be a part of the evening session. Mentally, how do you get up for this knowing that the evening session is kind of the creme de la creme?
It's difficult. I mean, coming into this competition, you just have to have the mindset that you have to set the bar so high. You know, there's kind of this known fact that judges score higher the later in the day. Don't know why that is. I think they just get warmed up a little bit. So with these girls, they just have to come out with their best and set the bar high for this afternoon session. See a huge first pass there. Double pike. The girls are allowed to have those mats on the floor as long as you mark the out-of-bounds lines on top of them.
Haley Rowe, just 4'10". Love seeing those little gymnasts, particularly sitting next to one of the all-time great little gymnast, Shawn Johnson.
Yep. It's always known for being so short.
Trust me, you were known for a lot more than that. America's sweetheart, Shawn Johnson. Delighted to have her here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Thank you. Second pass, giant double back, sticks the landing. Judges are looking at those landings, looking for control. So they can take a step out of it, but if they're showing perfect control, it's considered a stick. Just one pass to go. Punch, layout fall. Over rotates just a little bit. Solid routine.
A big smile came on the air talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes and Molly Drent. Molly with a breakout season. She was struggling with a toe injury. She's overcome that. Couldn't even walk for a little while. She's won 18 individual titles this year and will be a contender for the all-around, including both sessions.
Huge release move. High Jaeger, straight to the transition to the low bar. Something I love about her ball is her form. Her legs are always glued together. Tight body, straight lines. It's the dismount here. Giant double layout, stuck landing. Beautiful routine.
Fired up the Iowa Hawkeyes as we'll head back to the vault. But Molly Drent with the stuck landing on the bars. Let's go to Dominica Trotter, the sophomore, now on the vault for the Terps.
Yurchenko layout full. Almost rushes into it a little bit. You can see her kind of twisting before she even takes off the vault. Little hop on the landing. Great form, though.
Molly Drent, a moment ago, receiving a big hug from Caleb Phillips, the assistant coach for 9 seasons with Larissa Livy. Now in her 12th season, Jennifer Green also a part of the Iowa coaching staff. And speaking of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we head back to the bars. In the 5th position is Angel Metcalf.
Another big release move.
Your start list and your scores will be available all day long on the Big Ten Network. You see them down there below, including Maryland's vault scores.
Showing great form, just like her teammate Trent. Huge double stuck layout. Very solid routine. It's one they should be happy with.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes bringing it. We mentioned that fantastic regular season, finishing 6-3. They were in contention to win it. How about the dismount here, Sean?
Great extension. Exactly what the judges are looking for. And a perfect landing.
The finish, the arch celebration, and a little bit of a bounce as well. Go back to the vault. Kathy Tang, the anchor for Maryland.
Yurchenko layout full. Almost a stuck landing there. Little separation in the legs. That shows great control.
Kathy Tang, not the anchor. Evelyn Nee, as I told you earlier, will be the anchor. They switched it last minute, so more to come from Maryland on the vault. Good look here from up high, the Bob Devaney Sports Center. This place is incredible. Track, gymnastics, swimming, you name it. A wonderful venue here in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's the morning session, session 1. Coach Nelligan for the Maryland Terrapins, replacing his legendary father, who actually went over to coach the Bermuda national team after retiring, but now in full retirement. All right, there's Evelyn Nee. Started the day in third. They moved her to the anchor, and this will be the final on the vault for Maryland.
Yurchenko layout full. Great form. The only thing I would take is, it looked like her toes were flexed a little bit in the little hop on the landing.
So minor hop. Now here comes Sotillo, the anchor on the bars for Iowa. They have stuck their last two with Molly Drent and Angel Metcalf. That should make things a little bit easier for the Venezuelan Sotillo.
It should, but the anchor position is so important. We want to end on the best note possible. Huge dismount, front double tuck, over rotates a little bit with a hop. But great performance.
Nice smile from the Venezuelan, the Iowa team. Let's take a look at the dismount.
It's a blind landing, and it's all by feel. Opens up a little bit late, which causes that little hop, but great start from Iowa.
Erin Buchanan getting set on the floor. She won the Big Five last week in Columbus, Ohio. That was huge, as I told you, Gianna O'Connor going down on the floor. You saw her leg give away. It is a knee injury, and she is done. Her celebrated career, Gianna O'Connor, she finished 6th in the nation last year in the NCAA's all-around. And she is here now as a coach, helping out her Illini, including Erin Buchanan, who is beautiful on the floor, Sean.
She is. She's one of my favorites. She makes it look effortless.
Achieved her season best all-around total of 39,250 last weekend at the Big Five meet, claiming the vault and the floor title, and she's averaging above a 9.7 on the floor.
Huge first pass. Sky-high double pike with a stuck landing. Something that she has that the judges love is she shows great flexibility and power. You have that combination, makes the judges very happy.
Cannon playing to the judges.
Second pass, double tuck, little bit of over rotation there. To go.
She's enjoying the moment, Sean.
She really is. That's the best part about floor. I always joke, but it's kind of like you can't fall off floor. You can over-rotate, go out of bounds. You can kind of let loose and just be yourself. Dance around a little. Great ending pass. It's a routine they should be happy with.
Well done, Erin Buchanan and the Illini fans here in Lincoln. Saluting the job of Erin Buchanan. I will tell you, Iowa off to a great start on the bars with a 48-7. How about the last pass for Miss Buchanan?
She has a round off, 1.5 twisting layout, punch front layout. Beautiful form, great control.
Rutgers next to last on the beam for Coach Levine is Ayanna Lee.
Beam is always so hard to start on. With vault and floor, you can kind of let your nerves drive your energy, but with beam, you have to kind of calm everything down. At the beginning of the meet, that's difficult because you've got so much energy revving for the meet.
High on the beam for Lee, a 9.725. That was set at the Big 5 at Penn State.
Flight series here. Back handspring, back layout, step out. A little bit of a wobble and form break. Again, just showing those nerves for the first event.
Balance check for Lee.
Switch quarter. All that's left is her dismount. Punch, layout, fall, stuck landing.
Impressive to stick that landing after that balance check. So well done by Ayanna Lee to not let that rattle her. As we head to Lizzie LeDuc, the anchor on the floor, and she's just a freshman. Bright future for LeDuc.
She's one of those that you just love watching on the floor. She's got great choreography and artistry. Shows a lot of personality here. First pass, double pike, stuck landing. Just looks like she's enjoying herself.
Sean, it's the year of the freshman for sure in the Big Ten. Fantastic freshman. The evening session, you are going to love Olivia Karras. She won the all-around at Penn State.
Second pass, front layout, pull, front layout. She shows such great control over her skills. And being a freshman, like you said, to see a freshman in close to an anchor position is very impressive.
Love the smile. Final pass getting set for Lizzie LeDuc.
Front layout, 1.5, stuck landing. She should be very happy with this performance. Great floor routine from Illinois.
Like the bounce from Lizzie LeDuc. Kim Landris likes it too, the fifth-year head coach. Let's take a look at that last pass one more time from Lizzie LeDuc.
You can see she does a front handspring, front layout, 1.5 twist. Smiling from ear to ear as she finishes it.
Last on the beam for Rutgers is Mickey Shank. Mackenzie Shank goes by Mickey.
I was watching her in warm-ups today. Beautiful beam worker.
Sean, a career high 9.9 on the beam.
Can't get too much higher than that. Front aerial to 1 foot. Very difficult.
Looking at the Arizona State champion on the balance beam and the floor for coming to Rutgers.
Back handspring, back layout, step out. A little bit of a balance check there. Hangs on to it. Let's see if she can recover from that. Switch leap, sheep jump. Sheep jumps are very difficult. It's a blind landing, throwing your head all the way back. Makes it very difficult.
Mickey Shank on the beam, Rutgers.
Dismount, gainer layout full, stuck landing. Good routine. They can take a few tenths for that wobble.
Able to recover from that double pump wobble. When we come back, it'll be Illinois on the vault, Maryland on the bars, Iowa on the beam, and Rutgers on the floor. The morning session here in Lincoln on BTN. Access to hundreds of non-televised events. Then enjoy them on more platforms wherever you are. Get BTN Plus now, available on BTN to go. Joined by Kim Landris, head coach of the Illini, now in your 5th year. And after the floor, you're leading after one rotation. How you feeling, Coach?
You know, I feel good. We have a young group out there today, and they went in there, and they really showed off their routines and did a phenomenal job, so I'm proud of them.
And, Coach, I hate to look that far in the future, but you drew floor first. That means you're on beam last.
Love it.
Going into it, what have you told the girls?
Oh, you know, we do beam last all the time, so this is our rotation.
Great.
Kim, thanks for being with us. Good luck the rest of the day.
Thank you.
All right, Kim Landris, 14 years with the Illini program, 5 as the head coach, kind enough to join us between rotation 1 and 2. Speaking of rotation 1, let's take a look at the results. Illinois leading it, as we just told you, and Aaron Buchanan definitely in the run for the all-around competition. Of course, he dropped one score, although they had 4 at 9-7, 7-5. There's Maryland on the vault. Not the best scores. Kathy Tang leading the Terps, though, with that 9-7, 2-5. On the uneven bars, Molly Drenth and Angel Metcalf. And how about the Venezuelan as well, Sotillo with the 9-7, 7-5. 2 stuck landings in a row.
Wonderful performance. Starting on bars is always hard, so for them to do that well, will start off their momentum really well.
Rutgers drew the uneven stick. They had to start on the beam, which is never easy, but Libby Groden with the best score for the Scarlet Knights. So that means we get you set for the second rotation. Dean Linke along with Sean Johnson as we look at the team standings. We just told you Kim Landris is fighting Illini in first, and boy, give Iowa credit. That's a solid score on the bars.
That is a solid score, especially starting for bars, having 3 strong events to go. They're in it. They're serious.
They're in it to win it. And Illinois on the second rotation will be on the vault. Maryland getting set right there on your Big Ten Network screen for the bars. It'll be Iowa on the beam, and then Rutgers on the floor. About 1:20 left in the warm-up clock. How did you use that time warming up, Sean? Did you have a plan?
You always have a plan. You kind of have those go-to skills when you're doing the warm-up right before competition. You have 30 seconds per girl, so you've got time to do probably 3 skills max.
Larissa Libby. She's a breath of fresh air. I'll tell you what, she is so much fun, loves to laugh, and I think it's contagious for her team.
It is. She's a fun coach. She can get very intense during competitions, but it's necessary. She keeps her girls focused.
Canadian superstar was Larissa Libby. Coach Nelligan a moment ago.
Don't give them any reason to take you.
Rutgers coaching staff, Danielle DeElla in her 3rd season as an assistant coach to Lewis Levine. There's Lewis Levine, the head coach at Rutgers, was a gymnast at Michigan, actually a national champion gymnast at Michigan. He and his brother both have champion rings, but he's from New Jersey, so glad to be in New Jersey at Rutgers. Bev Plotke and the Michigan Wolverines and the other 5 teams that'll be a part of the evening session. We say hello to you watching at the finest hotels in Lincoln, Nebraska.
That's something that's really difficult for both sessions. This first session gets to compete, but then they have to sit and wait and watch. The last session has to sit and wait and watch right now and then compete later. So it builds a lot of anticipation for both groups of girls.
Sarah Fowler on the bars for Maryland. We'll start with her. Fowler leads off the Terps in 3 events, and She basically went to Coach Nelligan and said, I like leading off, and did it for the team. That's important.
That is important. Starting off with a great routine, a consistent competitor is very important. It kind of sets the tone for the entire event and competition. Very solid routine so far. She has a lot of confidence in this event. Dismount, huge shoulder back, almost a stuck landing, one small step. But other than that, doesn't give the judge very much.
Career high on the bars is a 9.85. That'll be close.
Here's that dismount again. She had so much height. Almost that stuck landing, just that small step.
Just that 1 foot, right? First up for the Illini on the vault is Heather Foley. You see her floor score. She was a key reason why the Illini were leading after the first rotation. This is the second rotation.
Huge vault, your tango layout full. Doesn't quite get enough power off the vault, so under rotates and needs to take that pop. A good start.
Foley averaging above a 9.7 on the floor, on the vault rather. Same for the floor, in fact. Nebraska has been an incredible host here yesterday, both practice sessions. Kale Terrell is the man running this entire event. Shinel Agaron, the biology major. Up next on the bars for Maryland. Shinel, just a freshman. She actually missed the Big Five last week. She didn't miss it. She was there, was set to go, and told her coach she wasn't feeling well right before the start. A late scratch, but feeling better today and competing in the Big Ten championships. Ooh. Won't be feeling too well after that.
Gets a little too close on that release move. Doesn't quite get her hands around the bar, which causes her to do that little peel off. You can see here, pulls in and has to kind of almost grab up by her face, which you don't expect.
Sean, on that replay, you saw her wrist actually hit the bar first and then her finger slipping over the bar.
Yeah, it's all because she just pulls it in. A lot of times in competitions, you overcompensate for the nerves. You don't want to fall by missing it, so you try too hard and get too close. So she might be used to reaching for the bar. That's why she hit those wrists. Let's see how she picks it back up. Just one here. Go back. Solid landing.
Nikki Yaud for Iowa, just getting on the beam for the Hawkeyes.
Front aerial, back handspring. Very solid.
Yaud, a great story. She had a fracture in her hip that Iowa was not aware of her freshman year. Competed through it. It's a major surgery and now super effective.
Something I love about watching her on beam, you can always tell when a beam worker has confidence in themselves. They're not shaky, they don't look uncertain. They're just solid, and this is one of them.
Yaud actually had to lay down after that hip surgery for 6 months and do nothing at all. I like that gig, Sean. Hang out.
Yikes, that would be hard. Dismount here. Cartwheel gainer layout full, stuck landing, beautiful routine. Iowa should be very, very happy with that. Here's that dismount again. Gainer layout full, fights for that landing and sticks it.
Great balance on her landing. Yaud had a career high last week at Penn State with a 9.8. She may top it. Sarah Lyons, the junior. Second to go on the vault for the Illini.
Yurchenko layout full. Under rotates it. Looks like she hurts herself a little bit too. You can see she didn't quite get enough power off the vault, which caused her to land short.
Third to go on the bars for Maryland, Megan McClellan.
Starting out with a hugely smooth Tkachev. Again, trying to make up for the fall from the previous routine.
Another freshman for Coach Nelligan. He said McClellan has done really well in all 3 events that she participates in, and here's her finish. Stuck it.
Giant double layout. She has beautiful form on bars. Good comeback.
Johanny Sotillo, the Venezuelan, is able to get 1 extra year for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and she's soaking it all in.
Back handspring layout step out. Again, showing so much confidence. Makes it look easy.
How about that smile after she finished that?
Just shows she's so happy with herself. Whenever you hit a skill that perfectly, you kind of like want to pat yourself on the back. You're so happy.
Well, her breathing is solid right now, Sean.
Switch leap, straddle jump. I think she has glue on her feet. Side aerial.
She had a career high last week as well with a 9.85, and she is looking strong.
Grinning from ear to ear. Just her dismount left. See how she finishes it. Punch layout full. Little hop on the landing, but overall, beautiful routine. You see that dismount
Libby,
again?
yeah, she likes the dismount.
Yes. Running, punch layout full. Perfect form, glued legs, pointed toes. Just that small hop, which they can take a 10th or 2.
Even her hop, though, she kept her feet together, so minimal deduction, I would guess.
Very minimal. Iowa's on a roll.
Haley Rowe now. Third to go on the vault for the Illini.
Yurchenko layout full. Again, doesn't get quite enough power off that vault. Pikes down a little bit. He's a small hop on the landing.
Let's scoot over to the floor for Rutgers. Third to go. Katie Stevik.
2.5 twisting layout punch front.
Stevik, a senior from Waterford, Pennsylvania. Fort LaBeouf Gymnastics Club.
Punch, double twisting front layout. Very difficult.
She's an academic all Big Tenner. Career high on the floor is 9.875 for Katie Stevik.
Last pass. Looks like she's having a lot of fun. Round up, double back. Over rotates a little bit, has to take a pretty big step. She looks happy with that one.
Keep telling you about the year of the freshman. Take a look at this last pass here, though, for the senior from Rutgers, Katie Stevik.
She actually goes straight from a round off to a double back, doesn't add the back handspring. This gets too much power from the floor.
Lizzie LeDuc on the vault. Great
anchoring yet again. Strong vaulter. Yurchenko layout full. Beautiful form, but I'm not sure about that landing. Has to take the hop and then takes another step. But not sure if the judges will take that or not. Try to play it off.
Abby Epperson for Maryland. She's right at home here in Lincoln, though. Her mother and father stars with the Nebraska men's and women's gymnastics teams, respectively. They're both in the record books for the Cornhuskers. But Abby Epperson chose to take her talents to College Park.
Another bar worker with beautiful form. Glued legs, pointed toes. Great extension on the double layout. Stuck landing. Coach looks very happy with that routine, as he should be.
Molly Drenth, a contender for the all-around title indeed. You see her start on the bars at 9.825. It's now Drenth on the beam, Sean.
She's ranked 3rd in the conference here. One of her strongest events. 9.85 being her career high. Let's see if she can top it.
That was a beautiful mount.
Very beautiful, very difficult.
First team all Big Tenner.
Back handspring, layout, and a fall. Not what she wanted to see, or the team. Just got a little too far off to the side. Let's see how she comes back from it.
Remember, you can drop a score, but Molly Drenth, make no mistake, came in as one of the favorites to win the all-around. That will hurt.
The hardest part about beam is falling and pushing those nerves aside and that mistake aside and starting new. She did a great job at that.
Sean, I felt like she went for it. And unfortunately, an ambitious routine, and she falls off.
She really did. The margin of error on beam, unfortunately, is so small. All it takes is a centimeter off. I have to say, besides that fall, it was a beautiful routine.
I agree. Yeah, even on the fall, she went for an ambitious routine and falling. But now here's Erin Buchanan. She was beautiful on the floor. Let's see what she can do on the vault.
Very strong vaulter. Yurchenko layout full, gets great power off the vault, great form. They can take a small deduction for that little hop on the landing. One of the better vaulters we've seen.
Last to go on the uneven for Maryland is Kathy Tang.
Pretty form. Winding up for a dismount. Great extension double layout. Not sure you can call that a stick. It kind of tries to play it off, but beautiful routine.
Kathy named second team all Big Ten, following in the footsteps of her sister Karen, who was a first team all Big Tenner last year, and she has graduated. Last to vault for the Illini is Julia Hutcherson, another freshman.
Round up back handspring layout. Good form. Interesting that they would choose to anchor one of the easier vaults. Not something you normally see.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of power or height on that routine, but Julia Hutcherson, we'll find out what her score is. Allie Glover will wrap up the beam for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And Sean, you know how important those 5 scores are, particularly after seeing one of their superstars, Molly Drenth, with the fall in the 5 spot.
It puts so much pressure on the anchor, especially when the fall comes right before you, because Like you said, you can only drop one score, but she knows she has to hit. Great start, back handspring layout. Tiny bobble there, but hangs on. Another little bobble.
Coach Libby calls Glover the mom of the team. She's the one that keeps all the teammates in line.
Beam is one of those events where you can't think too much. If you start thinking that you have to make it, things can go wrong. Switch big straddle, beautiful. Should just have her dismount left. Running punch layout, full stuck landing. Great comeback by Iowa.
Great job by Allie Glover. Before her, also on the beam, Angel Metcalf. She had a 9.825. Sean, tell us why.
She's a great performer. I guess we'll see. She's very solid. Beautiful lines. Doesn't give anything away. Another one of those confident beam markers.
Metcalf, one of 9 kids in the family. Her mom calls her the bottom feeder.
Back handspring layout. I think she shocked herself. Oh, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Dismount, round off, one out twisting layout. Tiny hop there.
Rihanna Ali, the last to go on the floor. This is her first pass, Sean.
Full twisting double back. The hardest pass we've seen today.
Ali from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Having some fun with the choreography here. One of my favorite parts about floor is the choreography because you can see the girls' true personality come out. So much fun to watch. Punch front to a double pike. Doesn't show quite enough control on the landing.
Setting up for that final pass. Let's see what she brings. We hope to talk to her coach, Louis Levine, when we come back after break. Final pass, Sean.
Ground back handspring, double back. Very high. Again, doesn't show quite enough control on the landing. It has huge tumbling throughout the routine.
Finish with a little dab as well.
Fun routine for sure.
The final high five goes to Louis Levine, the head coach for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. We're through 2 rotations of the morning session, the 2016 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships on BTN. Our coverage of the 2016 Women's Gymnastics Championships continues later today with Session 2. You'll see 3 top 20 teams in the nation. Number 7, Michigan, number 12, Nebraska, and number 16, Minnesota, joined by Michigan State, Penn State, and the Ohio State Buckeyes. It all comes your way today live at 5 Eastern on BTN and BTN to go. Now joined by 5th-year head coach from Rutgers, Louis Levine. Louis, thanks for being with us. And Louis, talked to you yesterday during the practice session. You really liked the way your team performed at the Big 5 at Penn State.
You know, and I like the way we performed so far today. I think the judging's a little bit tight, but hey, that's what it's like. That's everybody on the same floor. But I think we did great on our first 2 events. We got to keep pushing through these last 2 events.
And Coach, 2 events down, 2 to go. What do you tell the girls halfway through the competition?
Keep having fun. Keep going, you know. The meet's never over till it's over.
Great advice.
All right, Louis won a national championship at Michigan. Thanks for being with us. Good luck the rest of the way. Lewis Levine, fifth-year head coach for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, kind enough to stop by as you take a look at some of the members of his team. And we'll break down the results of the second rotation with Iowa leading now. Rutgers actually in fourth out of four, but Lewis Levine saying he's proud of his team so far, not happy with the scores necessarily. There's Illinois on the vault. They led after the floor. Iowa has overtaken them, but Erin Buchanan, a front runner for the all-around. Keep in mind her all-around scores will push forward to the evening session when we will crown an all-around champion. And there's Abby Epperson. She's got to feel right at home here. As we mentioned, her mom and dad starred at Nebraska in gymnastics. And those beam scores, Shawn Johnson, give Iowa the lead after two rotations.
It was one of the strongest rotations I've seen. And for Iowa to start out on bars and beam and to be leading says a lot, because they have two very strong events left.
As we just mentioned, the team numbers after two rotations. The Illini led it after the floor, but here come the Hawkeyes now with a slim lead. Just remind you that Iowa could still win the Big Ten championship, even watching the evening session. There's Erin Buchanan and Angel Metcalf. Molly Drenth, remember, she fell on the beam with that ambitious routine. She's not out of it, but it'll certainly be tough. There's a couple of future gymnasts in the stands as well. Minute 20 left here in the warm-up time, Shawn. And, you know, Iowa last week at Penn State, they came in thinking they could win the regular season. It was Minnesota's time. What a job they've done. I can't wait to see the Golden Gophers. But the Hawkeyes looking good so far.
Hawkeyes are looking incredible so far. I mean, to see the progress they've made from just last year to this year alone is outstanding. And to see how strong they've been performing today, they do have a shot to stick with it until the evening session.
Long way to go to be a future gymnast right there. They have him out here young. Larissa Libby, what a job she's done. Of course, Shawn Johnson from Des Moines, Iowa. So anytime you see the little Hawkeyes, got to bring a little bit of a smile, doesn't it?
Just a little. It makes me proud. I grew up being a Hawkeye fan. No bias here, of course, but
I do want to point out that she's kind of unofficially a student at Penn State, though, right? Is that right now? Or you were taking some classes at Penn State?
I took my first year at Penn State.
There you go.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm now back
Vanderbilt.
in Nashville, Vanderbilt, Belmont. So I'm all over the place.
There you go, Shawn. Glad you're here, though. As we get you set for the third rotation, Rutgers will be on the vault, Illinois on the bars, Maryland on the beam, and Iowa on the floor. Speaking of all over the place, April 16th, Shawn Johnson going to tie the knot.
I guess so. Coming up fast.
We wish you all the best, Shawn. Super excited. You see Maryland getting set on the beam. Their leadoff again will be Sarah Fowler. Don't call me Fowler. Megan McClellan, Kathy Tang, Dominica Trotter, Evelyn Nee, and Abby Epperson. Let's go to the uneven bars, and Sarah Lyons will get things started for Illinois.
You need to have a very solid performance on this event. Ending on bars and beam is very difficult. But if anyone can do it, they can. Winding up for the dismount. Huge extension, double out, stuck dismount. An all but perfect performance, I would say.
I agree. A great lead off on the bars for Lyons. Her career high is a 9.875. And how about this stuck landing?
Huge double layout, so much extension, and doesn't give anything away on the dismount.
Raw emotion, great lead off. Sarah Lyons, the junior from Texas. Libby Groden, an all-arounder for Coach Levine, who we just spent some time with. She'll lead off on the vault for Rutgers.
Ground up back handspring, layout full, stuck landing. Very good vault. If I were to be picky, I would only take away for form. Saw a little bit of flex toes and leg separation.
Iowa fans celebrating a great performance on the floor from Ashley Edlin as we move over to Erin Buchanan, the leader after 2 rotations in the morning session, at least for the all-around. Here's Buchanan.
Something Erin does very well on bars is the execution of hitting the handstands in the form. Doesn't really give anything away there. Running it for the dismount. Great extension, double layout. Perfect legs together, pointed toes. A tiny little step, but besides that, I don't feel like the judges can take anything.
Barely moved her left foot.
Perfect form. You could not ask for anything more when it comes to the form. It's just that tiny little step.
Second to go for Iowa. They were very pleased with Ashley Edlin in the leadoff spot. This is Lainey Snyder on the floor for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
First pass, giant double tuck.
Ooh, almost out of bounds. She may have touched the white line.
It's okay to touch it, but you can't go over. They're very picky about that. I think she stayed in. She fought for it. Front layout full. Almost goes out again, but saves it.
She's from Nebraska, so right at home here. An unbelievable athlete. Great basketball player, softball player. She can do about anything. Rocking to AC/DC.
You don't hear that very often, having a gymnast be good at basketball and softball. I love watching the team in the background dance along with them.
Very stoic, very stoic.
Very. Just her last pass to go. Huge double pike. Shows great control. I think I was happy with that one.
Look at that. Pump to the chest as well. Coach Libby with a high five. Rocking to AC/DC as we move over live on the bars, and Jordan Gibbons for Illinois.
Giant fold to Ginger. Nice shoot over to handstand.
Gibbons only does vault and bars. Her career high 9.8. Oh, and a step back, Sean.
A little bit of a hop. You can take a 10th for that.
Next on uneven parallel bars for
Liana Ali. Second to go on the vault for Rutgers. She started on the floor with a 9.875. You saw that performance.
Very powerful on floor. Let's see her vault. Roundabout handspring, layout full. So much power. Great height off the vault. Stuck landing. She looks very, very happy with that.
Big time emotion. Danielle Ilia's right there, along with Terry Diamond, the assistant coaches.
Round off double pike. Over rotates, but stays in.
Testing the limits of the boundaries, Melissa Zarowski.
1.5 twisting layout, punch layout. Something that's unique to Iowa's choreography is Larissa actually choreographs all of their routines. She does a great job at it.
Career high for Zarowski was 9.875, set the end of February.
Playing to the camera a little bit. One more pass to go. Right handspring layout, 1.5. A little bit of a hop there. Can't quite call it a stick. solid performance.
Coach Libby says Zorowski loves life with the live life mode, and she shows it there. Bridget Hodan now on the bars in the 4 spot for the Illini.
Oh my gosh. Fights for that cast. Almost goes over, pulls it back. Shoot over to handstand. Just her dismount here. Giant full, straight to a double back. Lands short and has to put her hands down. It does actually count as a fall, so that's a big mistake. See this cast. Gets a little bit overambitious. Takes everything she has to fight to keep it from going over. That will unfortunately be a score that they will have to drop.
Rutgers now. Jenna Williams on the vault.
Round up against layout full. Great extension, stuck landing.
Live on the floor for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Angel Metcalf. Metcalf. She'll play to the camera.
First pass, round off, double back. Stuck landing.
Sean, Larissa Libby told me that Metcalf truly has no idea how good she is. She said she could be even better if she had that confidence to believe that she could be #1.
Sometimes I think that makes a good gymnast, though, because they're always striving to be better.
Well said.
1.5 twisting layout, punch layout. Little bit low, but she saved it.
Career high on the floor is a 9-9. Speaking of 9, she's one of 9 children.
Wow. Last pass. Very dramatic routine. Round off, double pike. That's a routine they should be happy with. Iowa is on a roll.
That was beautiful. From Metcalf, Sunny Cato. Pretty good on the uneven bars, the senior. First team all Big Tenner, Sunny Cato.
One of the best bar workers we will see today.
2 years in a row, Cato, first team all Big Ten. One of the reasons her work on this discipline right here.
One of those gymnasts that doesn't give the judges anything to work with. No form breaks.
Wow.
Stuck landing. All but perfect routine. I think if a judge is being picky, they might be able to take half a tenth. But otherwise, I thought that routine was perfect.
Spectacular. Sunny Cato has garnered 5 event titles on the beam as well. Now we move back to the floor. Molly Drenth, a breakout senior season for Molly Drenth. First we saw her with that stumble off of the beam. Let's see how she recovers on the floor for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Beautiful gymnast.
It's very important after a fall on an event to kind of put it past you and start new. You can't let it carry over. See how she does. First pass. Rounded back handspring. Huge double pike. Stuck landing.
Miss Olivia. A lot of Hawkeye fans here as well. Brett's career high on the floor. Sean is a 9-9.
So far, I'd say she can beat it. Second pass, front handspring, 1.5 twisting, front layout. Another very controlled stuck landing. Such a fun routine to watch. Finishing it up. Round off, 1.5 twisting, punch layout. Over rotates it and has to take a step. Other than that one step, it was a perfect routine.
Even her ability to recover on that step and make it look elegant is impressive. Very
impressive. She's a gymnast that truly has control over everything she does, and it's beautiful to watch. Last pass, you see that 1.5 twisting front layout, just a little too much power. Just kind of jump forward, tries to play it off, but I think they'll still take something for it.
Last on the unevens, Lizzie LeDuc, the bright-eyed freshman for the Illini.
A huge release move here to Kachev. Transition to low bar.
Career high, 9.825.
Just your dismount here. Giant pull, straight to a double back. Stuck landing. Fought for that one.
The freshman from Dallas, Texas, in what could be called the year of the freshman for Big Ten women's gymnastics. You will not want to miss Michigan's Olivia Karras. In the evening session, 4th to goal for Rutgers on the vault. Michelle Morisano.
Round off, back handspring, layout half. This gets too much power. Has to kind of jump forward.
Allie Glover last to go for Iowa on the floor.
First pass, giant double pike. Almost a stick. Very serious competitor.
Last week, a 9.925, a career high at the Big Five at Penn State.
She shows such pretty lines. Great flexibility, artistry. Front handspring layout, full layout. Almost goes out there again, but stays in, fights for it.
No question, one of the supreme leaders for the Iowa Hawkeyes on a team that doesn't have captains because Coach Libby says sometimes that prohibits others from becoming a leader. I like that mentality.
Final pass. Round back handspring, double tuck. Tuck landing. Team looks very happy with that performance.
Well done for the Iowa Hawkeyes, wrapping up on the floor, wrapping up on the beam for Maryland, Abby Epperson. Her career high is a 9.85 on the beam.
Getting ready for a flight series. Back handspring, layout, step out. Fought for that one. A little bit of a balance check. Aerial split jump. Trying to get a little bit of a connection bonus there. Dismount, cartwheel, gainer, layout full. Pretty form, just a small hop on the landing.
This concludes our third rotation. Gymnasts, please prepare to...
Take a look at the dismount for Abby Epperson, Sean.
Goes in for a cartwheel, gainer, layout full. Again, beautiful form, just that small, tiny hop.
After 3 rotations, Iowa with a slim lead. When we come back, the Hawkeyes will be on the vault, the Illini on the beam. Big smiles here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Today, we crown a champion on BTN.
To go.
Heroics and heartbreak. Keys to our State Farm state of success. Gianna O'Connor, 21 event titles this season, but the senior goes down with a knee injury a week ago. We wish her well. What a fantastic gymnast in the Big Ten. Now joined by Brett Nelligan, the head coach for the Maryland Terrapins, now in his 7th year, replacing your father, Bob, in 31 years. Talk a little bit about the transition coming over from the ACC to the Big Ten.
We're just so excited to be in such a top-notch conference. I mean, the quality of opponents here, the venues, the fans, everything's just been great.
And Coach, 3 events down, 1 to go for your championship. What do you tell the girls going into your last event?
You know, for the last event, we got a young group out here, and I'm really proud of how far we've come this year. And we still have a ways to go, but for the last event, I told them to go out and have fun. They got to enjoy this moment, being here at the Big Ten Championships, and really kind of finish the meet on our terms.
Finally, Brett, we'll let you say hello to your dad and your 8-month-old daughter.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I know you're watching at home. Love you.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Brett.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Brett Nelligan in the 7th year as the head coach of the Maryland Terrapins as we get ready. The start order, by the way, on your ticker here on the Big Ten Network. See the team scores. Iowa with a slim lead over the Illini, and here are your results from the 3rd rotation. On the beam, Evelyn Nee. That 9-8, Abby Epperson. It was interesting as you take a look at those scores on the beam for Maryland, as Brett Nelligan asking Shawn Johnson if she had any eligibility left. Those are the results on the vault.
I don't think anybody wants to be competing on beam these days.
I disagree. On the bars, Sunny Cato. Fantastic on the bars with that 9-9. Lizzie LeDuc, the freshman who looks so great on the floor with a 9.85. And Miss Lyons also with an impressive score. But after the floor, Iowa holds the lead. They held it after the 2nd rotation, and they hold it after the 3rd. Ashley Edlin with a 9.825. Allie Glover, a fantastic anchor as well for the Iowa Hawkeyes. The lights are bright here in Lincoln. The fans are out. The Bob Devaney Sports Center. If you've never been, this place is simply amazing. It is huge. As we look at the all-around story, we thought it'd be Molly Drenth from Iowa. Why not another Hawkeye? Angel Metcalf with the lead.
Very impressive. She's had incredible performances so far.
9.80 in the last rotation for Evelyn Nee on the beam.
Very solid beam worker here. Gave a great performance. Difficult standing layout step out. And finishes it up with a strong dismount. Round off double twisting layout. One of the harder dismounts we've seen today, and stuck landing.
Great job by Nee. Jessie DeZio, who lit up the championships last year, now in her 1st year as a student assistant coach for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Coming over to say hello to our good friend Sean Johnson, just as we were taking a look at Miss Nee, as we get you set for the final rotation here as part of the morning session. 2 sessions coming to you live today as part of the 2016 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. We'll be back here at 5 o'clock for the evening session. It's going to be fun. Minnesota 9-0 in the regular season. Nebraska at home. The Michigan Wolverines, who kind of stumbled into that 3rd place finish. They will be out for a little bit of revenge as well. That's the evening session. We still got some work to do here, though, in the morning session. And the Iowa Hawkeyes trying to improve. That's Louis Levine, the head coach at Rutgers. In the final rotation, Sean, it's Iowa on the vault, Rutgers on the bars, Maryland on the floor, and the Illini have the tough job of finishing on the beam. That's okay, though. They're known as the Beamers.
They really are. Anybody can handle beam last, it's them.
Of course, Kim Mazza, the head coach at the Illini, was a fantastic gymnast at Iowa State with the Mazza triplets.
Starting off very strong. Side aerial to back handspring step out. Change of direction. Beautiful flexibility. On an event as difficult as beam, momentum is everything. So if your first competitor has a great performance, it kind of sets the tone for the entire team. Dismount here. Barogino layout full, stuck landing. Great start for Illinois.
Bridget Hodan, the leadoff for Illinois. First for the Hawkeyes, Misty Jade Carlson on the vault.
Strong start. Yurchenko layout full. Great height off the vault. Stuck landing. Couldn't ask for a better start.
Larissa Libby saying that when they started the season, she felt like the Hawkeyes only had 4 true vaulters, and this team has worked and worked until they have some tough decisions, even deciding the lineup for the vault, and a big reason why Iowa kind of caught the Big Ten by storm this year.
They really have. See little Iowa Hawkeye fans in the audience.
Kim Landris getting Erin Buchanan pumped up before she goes on the beam. She's still in the running for the all-around as we took a look at the all-around graphic on your BTN screen. Don't forget the BTN ticker on the bottom, the start list and the scores, as you're seeing the 4th rotation vault list for Iowa, while you're also seeing Erin Buchanan get set on the beam. She's still got a shot for that all-around title.
I would say one of the worst things that happen in a competition is having to wait for a judge to tell you to go on beam. You're already so nervous, and having them hold you to wait and kind of figure out the girls' score before you. It's kind of brutal.
Yeah, you already got enough going through your head, and then there's the mount on the beam for Buchanan. Shantrea Musser said that on the beam she would have key words. What did you have in your head?
Exactly the same. Just like you learn a beam routine, you learn a routine that kind of goes through your head with words and phrases. It just keeps you focused. Great start by Buchanan.
Why is breathing so important as well?
On an event like beam, it's all about being able to keep yourself calm. And when you control your breathing, you kind of keep your heart rate down. Don't overexcite yourself. When you get overexcited, you get really shaky. Just her dismount left here. Round off, or enough to sing layout. An almost perfect performance.
Just a mini step at the end. Solid job by Buchanan, though. Nikki Yaud now on the vault for Iowa.
Another strong vaulter. Yurchenko layout half with a stuck landing. Not much you can take from that.
Next on B, Illinois,
Ali now for Rutgers. She's a substitute in the third spot for head coach Lewis Levine, who you see there right in the center of your screen.
Very difficult. Giant hop pass, half turn. Straight to a dismount. Almost hits her coach. Travels a little bit too far.
Let's take a look at Angel Metcalf on the vault a moment ago for Iowa. She was spectacular, Sean, on the floor. Let's see if that momentum will carry on to the vault.
One event left. Huge vault. Yurchenko layout vault. Great height, great form. And all but stuck landing. If the judges are picky, they can take a little bit for that.
Great power on her approach, which helped the height as well.
Definitely. The more height you get, the easier it is to land.
Back to the beam, third to go for Illinois is Brielle Wynn.
Very unique mount. Kind of cartwheeling on. Front aerial. Standing back, let step out. A little bit of a bobble there.
Another
Keeps it
freshman.
under control. That dreaded full turn. The requirement in every routine that you do a one-legged full turn. Seems so simple, but it's one of the hardest skills in there. Dismount. Running punch layout full, stuck landing. Great performance.
First Big Ten championship for Wynn. A nice finish on the beam. Fourth to go for the Iowa Hawkeyes on the vault, Allie Glover.
Another huge vault. Round up against being layout full. Probably the highest one we've seen today. Just has that tiny little hop on the end.
You get the feeling as we're winding down here as part of the fourth rotation that the Iowa Hawkeyes feeling pretty good about their score, and who knows, it might have the other six as part of the evening session, doing a little bit of scoreboard watching. A few moments ago, the all-arounder Molly Drenth with a 9.9 plus on the vault.
Very strong vaulter, as you can see. An all but perfect vault.
Oh!
Honestly, I'm not sure where the judges took the .72 or .0725. That was amazing.
Incredible chills, actually.
Yeah.
And the Hawkeye fans love it.
Come on, Judge, give her a 10.
Haley Rowe now on the beam. Molly Drenth, magical though on the vault for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Where did they take any kind of deduction there?
You know, judges, everything can be subjective. It's all by what they see in their impression. So if they're being picky one day, they can give a 9.95. Not picky another day, 9.975 or 10.
Well, you saw Molly Drenth with what looked like a perfect 10, so close. Maria Ortiz will finish it up for the Hawkeyes.
Out of back handspring, your Chenko layout full. Great form and great height. Gives a little bit away on that hop on the landing.
Hawkeyes feeling good here in Lincoln, Nebraska as part of the morning session. The beam judges slowing down this morning session.
Judges can actually, or coaches rather, are allowed to inquire on a girl's score. If they don't necessarily agree with it, they can question the judges to prove or to explain how they came up with the score that they did.
Great work by Sean Johnson, and because of that, though, Haley Rowe, who's just in the 4 spot for the Illini, still waiting to go. Haley Rowe, Lizzie LeDuc, and Sunny Cato. Iowa is all done on the vault. They're already in the clubhouse with a 195.875 as Kim Landris, head coach for the Illini. After all of that, Haley Rowe will now go for Illinois. Boy, there was a deep breath. She's been waiting and waiting and waiting, Sean.
Again, that's one of those things where all you want to do is just get on the beam and get it over with. So it's trying to keep yourself calm and focused.
More crutches than you care to see for the Illini.
It's a hard sport.
Boy, that's the
rough on the
understatement.
body.
Isn't it incredible the list of injuries these young women go through, Sean? It's just amazing.
It really is. They're tough ones, that's for sure.
Lots of Achilles injuries, ACL injuries. We mentioned the hip surgery as well. Another mount for Rowe.
Starting with the flight series, back handspring layout, step out. Looking very confident. Gainer layout step out, a very difficult skill. Taking off with 1 foot. Smiling over that full turn. I'm telling you, it's the most dreaded skill in any routine. Just her dismount lift. Round off, 1.5 twisting layout. Almost a stick. Kind of falls back a little bit trying to play it off, but I think the judges are being a little pickier today, so I think they'll take for that. Looking at the dismount again, round off, 1.5 twisting layout. Under rotates just a little bit, now let's take that step.
Give her a lot of credit, though. She had a long wait, 5 minutes plus waiting to go. And Sean, you said you just want to get up on that beam right away. And moments ago on the bars, Mickey Shank with the highest score on the bars for Rutgers with a 9.875. This is her performance.
Giant half, huge Jaeger. Directly connecting to the transition to the low bar. Very difficult dismount. Blind landing. Double front with a stuck landing. Great routine.
Lewis Levine was right there. Look at that emotion. Great lines and a fantastic finish.
Coach should be happy with that one.
He was back to the beam. Remember that delay is the Illini coaches talking to the judges for the beam. Lizzie LeDuc in the 5th spot. The anchor on the beam, Sonny Cato. This is LeDuc. How creative would you get, Sean, with different routines on your mount?
You can think of all sorts of different things. You've seen, a handful today alone. Little bobble there. But it's all about impression. You want to impress the judges. You want to be creative and show them something they've never seen. The more you can wow the judges, the higher score you'll get. It's all about artistry.
LeDuc has wowed the judges before. She's got a career high of 9.925 on the beam.
Big skill there. Back handspring half. Little fun fact on beam. Just like I was saying, there's a requirement for a full turn. There's also a requirement that your leotard actually has to touch the beam at some point. That's why you always see the girls getting creative with laying on the beam or sitting down. It's just fulfilling one of those requirements. Dismount here, round up. One out, twisting layout, stuck landing. Very strong competitor.
Good girl.
Not bad for her first Big Ten championships. Putting away any of the nerves. This is Kathy Tang, last to go on the floor for Maryland, and that was pass 2, Sean.
Strong tumbler.
Obviously one of the reasons why you save the best for last. You're seeing it here.
It's one of those very strong tumblers that has such great control. Round up back into double pike. Looks so happy with that, as she should be.
So Maryland with Brett Nelligan, the head coach, giving a high five to Kathy Tang. Still waiting for the last competitor on the beam, Sonny Cato. She's 4th in the country. Speaking of spectacular on the beam, though, don't forget at 5 o'clock, the evening session, Hannah Nordquist with a perfect 10 at the Big 5 at Penn State. She'll be featured tonight.
Looking forward to hopefully seeing a 10 today. Starting off the flight series, back handspring layout, step out, rock solid.
Makes it look easy, Sean.
She really does. And I can tell you, it's not.
Indeed. Career high for Cato is a 9.95.
Beautiful front aerial. Jump, sheep jump. Again, it's a blind landing. Throwing your head all the way back. Dismount, gator pike, stuck landing. Incredible routine. Great way to end the meet for Illinois.
How about the flight series replay? So elegant.
Back handspring, step out, back layout, step out. Beautiful height.
And this concludes our competition.
Unique dismount again. Gainer pike.
Please remain into the crowd.
Stuck landing.
Until
She looks happy with that.
to have you here for our first
Let's
session.
see if she can beat her career high.
Today's second session. Please get a wristband at the gate.
The Iowa Hawkeyes have won the morning session. They still have a chance with a 1:95.875. Gianna O'Connor cheering on her teammates. We'll come back to wrap up the morning session from Lincoln around the corner on the Big Ten Network. Is brought to you by USA Gymnastics. Begin here, go anywhere. And the Iowa Hawkeyes hoping to go somewhere. They came in 18th in the nation, and as part of the morning session, they win it. Look at that score, 195.875. They are currently the leader in the clubhouse as part of the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. And we're now joined by the 12-year head coach at Iowa, Larissa Libby. And you were smiling yesterday, feeling good about your team, and you're still smiling.
Absolutely. Like I told you yesterday, I love going on the floor with this team. Their character is unbelievable. There's always something fun with them. We started a little rough. It was hard. It was a really hard climb for us today, but as you can see, they're teaching themselves to be a championship team, and to come from behind and turn it up in the back half is what we've been asking them to do for the last little while, and so I was glad to see it pan out this way.
And Coach, going into the second session, you are leading, but what do you tell the girls as you sit and wait?
You know, we were in this position last year, and actually I thought we did better last year than we did this year. We've told them as we were going through the whole thing, you control what you can control. We are right here, right now. It's why they wear this dot. It's what we talk about all through the season. We can't control what happens in the second session. All we know is what we did, and hopefully it will be enough and the judging stays the same. But again, we can't control that. So we're happy with what we did. We're moving on in the journey as we head into hosting regionals. We know we've got a lot of things that we need to fix. But for us right now, we'll sit and wait and be okay with being first straight out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll see you back here this afternoon.
Great.
Congrats on winning the
Thanks a
morning
lot.
session. Breath of fresh air, Larissa Libby will be back to wrap it up. The Hawkeyes win the morning session on Big Ten Network.
Competitors on the field, partners in curing cancer.
The Big Ten universities have united to drive science rapidly from ideas to new approaches to cancer treatment.
Together, the Big Ten Cancer Centers support the work of 2,600 cancer researchers, care for more than 50,000.
A little bit of Hawkeye love here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Why not? Iowa wins the morning session, and their junior from Swansboro, North Carolina, Angel Metcalf, the leader in the clubhouse for the all-around competition as well. And here's why. On the beam, Metcalf, one of 9 children, a balance check, and she is our Coyote Logistics No Excuses Impact Gymnast. How about that stick right there on the vault? And even better on the bars, her assistant coach standing by. And what a finish. She knew it was quality. And a great job once again by Angel Metcalf. And she joins us now, the leader in the clubhouse for the all-around. How you feeling, Angel?
I feel amazing. I think today's competition went really well.
I have to ask, on beam, on your back handspring layout, it looked like you screamed and were so shocked at yourself. What was going through your head?
Okay, so I do that. I try to do that every single meet just because I'm so happy. And, you know, I do it in the gym sometimes, so, you know, shows up in competition.
I love it.
One of 9 children. They call you the bottom feeder. What do they mean exactly by that, Angel?
I take what I can get, you know. Living with a, you know, in a family of 9, it's a really great thing. And I'm so glad I have the support of my brothers and sisters behind me. I love them so much.
Great performance today.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for being
much.
with us.
Thank
the
you.
leader in the clubhouse for the all-around, Angel Metcalf for the Iowa Hawkeyes, the team leader as well. And who knows, they may have a chance to win a Big Ten championship. The Iowa Hawkeyes win the morning session, and that'll wrap it up from the session 1 here at the 2016 Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championships. Shawn Johnson, quick 20-second comment on what you saw.
I was incredibly impressed. Iowa came with everything, and now that they're leading after the first session, they just have to sit and wait.
There's the session 1 results. Iowa finishing in first, the Illini in second, Rutgers and Maryland rounding out. Remember, you can join us right back here in Lincoln at 5 o'clock Eastern for session 2. Minnesota 9-0, Nebraska at home. They won the Big 5 at Ohio State. Michigan Wolverines, a top 10 team. Who will win the second session and who will win the Big 10 title? That one will feature Michigan, Michigan State, Minnesota, Nebraska, Ohio State, and Penn State. For Stats, Ryan Wells, and our SM, Jason Steiner, and my gold medalist, Shawn Johnson. I'm Dean Linke. We'll see you right here at 5 Eastern on BTN.